videos playing. And we're back. We are live from Governor's Comedy Club radio station here in Levittown, Long Island. This is Gallo and Dillon. We got a great show lined up for you. A very special guest, our good friend from Kevin Couldn't Wait, Mr. Chris Roach, is going to be here in a little bit. But until then...
Kevin can't wait.
Kevin can't wait? Kevin can't wait?
Yeah, Kevin can't wait.
Kevin can't wait. Kevin can't wait for another show. Like he needs more fucking money, right? God bless him. So, how are you, George? We didn't get to drive in today because you were busy in Manhattan. So,
I was actually upstate New York.
Oh, no, upstate. That's right.
I was over Woodstock today, in the town of Bethel.
Bethel,
New York.
It's
Woodstock.
nice up there.
Yeah, it's nice. It's quiet. There aren't too many crazy drivers up there like there are out here.
A lot less people.
A lot less people, yeah. Actually, doesn't mean that they're smarter or they're less crazy. There's just less crazy
There's less,
people.
right?
Yeah.
There's less assholes on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
4 assholes on the road is better than 14.
Then you get down to then you get down to Long Island, and then you got muchos assholes. Yeah. So
Long Island's ridiculous. There's too
It
many
is.
people living here. There's too many people, too many cars. There's 4 cars for every family. We have 3 main highways, and Billy Joel. That's it. That's all we fucking have.
I don't know. I like Billy Joel.
No, I love Billy Joel.
I know a
He's
lot of
great.
people don't like him, but
I love Billy Joel. Here's the thing about Billy Joel when you live on Long Island. It's been thrown down our throat like an angry dick at a glory hole since we're fucking 4 years old. All you ever hear is Billy Joel, Billy Joel. And it's great music. He's a great guy. But when you eat vanilla ice cream every day of your life, you want chocolate once in a while. So it becomes monotonous. But Billy's great.
I like him.
I like him too.
He gets a tough break from a lot of people. They're like, I don't like Billy Joel.
How do you not like him? He's so freaking talented. Guy's written some of the greatest songs in all of pop rock music history.
A lot of wonderful tunes, and just I don't know, it just reminds you of your childhood a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
He's got a lot of passion.
That's what Long
And
Island's
then
about.
he's done, and then he just stopped making records. He's over at Madison Square Garden these
Yeah,
days.
he's had does he have the record now for like the most sold out shows in a row, some shit like that? He's incredible.
No, I think Sebastian Maniscalco does. No, I don't know.
I don't even know who that is.
You know who Sebastian Maniscalco
I know he's a
is?
comedian, but I don't watch any of them. I watched a little bit of.
I don't watch it.
I don't want to be influenced.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
I don't want to be influenced too much by one comic, because you hear things and subconsciously you pick it up, and I don't want to incorporate their shit into my act, and it happens. It's very easily to happen.
Oh, well, it does happen. I've seen people use your stuff.
It happens all the time. But I did watch Chappelle. I watched the first 15 minutes of it. It was great.
Yeah.
He was freaking completely awesome.
Oh, when'd you see it?
About 2 weeks ago. I didn't finish watching it, though. And I do want to see Burr, too, because I've heard really great things. And Bill Burr is he's an assassin. He's one of the great ones.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get enough credit for how great he really is. Can you get off your fucking phone? I feel like I'm talking to my wife. He's always on his fucking phone.
I'm trying to plug this thing in.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You trying to do work?
When you do it all,
that's true.
You got to be doing it all.
apologize.
That's how it goes. You know how it goes.
So last weekend I was at the
Like
Argyle Theater for the Long Island Comedy Festival.
Oh yeah. How's the Long Island Comedy Festival doing with
Doing great. That theater was
Paul Anthony and
fucking
gang?
beautiful. Have you been there?
Yeah, of course.
Actually, that's if people
Were
are
you in
listening.
The big theater upstairs, or?
Yeah. It's the Argyle, not Theater 3. The Argyle in Babylon. That's where Carrie. Listen up, people. Carrie Carabas is going to be shooting her Netflix special. I think it's in 2 weeks at the Argyle Theater. So if you want to come down and see the show, she will get you tickets. Instant message her or inbox her. She's gonna fucking hate me for this, but we all want to be there. We want to get that theater packed for her.
Yeah, you could inbox her and I'll answer them because I run her page too. So she doesn't even answer her messages. There's all kinds of psychos that.
But inbox her, definitely inbox her.
Oh God, if you saw the inbox,
I imagine
my inbox is like.
Her
I
specials
got good
are
people.
great.
I got good people. You know, like my fans are very respectful, but like every now and then you get a lunatic.
Well, it's got to be worse for women too, because she's a pretty girl, and guys are just creeps. They're really creepy, and it's good that you're running it and she's not doing it. And actually,
No. I'm an administrator on the page,
Right.
So I know she doesn't answer. She doesn't answer anything. She doesn't pick up her phone anyway. So.
but she's shooting her special at the Argyle Theater, and I believe it's going to be the 25th, September 25th. If I'm wrong, she'll correct you. Just inbox her. She'll get you tickets. We want that theater packed for her. And it's a beautiful theater. You haven't been there, have you?
I haven't performed there, no.
I think someone just recently bought it. Not recently, but like within the last year or so.
Oh, really?
Beautiful. Really, really nice. It was packed, too. It's got a balcony, and it was completely sold out. Everyone there was fantastic. They treated us great. It was myself, one of my favorites who we got to have on this show, Matt Burke, who was just
When's Matt
phenomenal.
coming on?
We had who else? Mick Thomas was there, Leanne Lord,
Okay.
and who am I forgetting? Look at that,
Hey,
Joe Curry just walked
Joe
by,
Curry, he'll be on here.
and a couple. I don't remember everyone. I'm sorry. I'm freaking burnt, but it was a great show. Really, really good time. Oh, look who it is, Carrie Carabas. We were just talking about that whore,
Oh,
Carrie
boy.
Carabas. There she is.
Hey, Carrie, you gonna go Chris George's show?
That's Michael.
We were just talking about your special. Michael, open the door for her. You can. No,
Hold on,
the other
like,
door.
Let
her
this
in real
loudmouth
quick.
in.
Let her in. It's locked.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Hold on, Carrie. We're coming. There you go. Hey, here she is.
I got to see Trump before I could get in here.
No
Well,
one's
we-
coming in here. I
we have
can't
to
let
lock
anybody
it.
in here. There's-
Lock it because we don't want fucking
Where
Mario
you
Bosco
going?
popping in here.
Hi.
Blame you, and he's not here now.
So we're just talking about you're filming your specials at the 23rd,
The 25th.
the 25th, 25th. So inbox her if you want tickets. We want that theater packed. I was just there last weekend. It's beautiful.
It's a great theater.
Fucking
The
beautiful.
acoustics, right? Bounce right back.
It's just
at you.
great, and it's got the
Yeah.
it's got the balcony in it, and so we're looking forward to it. You're gonna kick ass, I'm sure.
You know what I need? I need the guy who did your graphics because you guys look fucking amazing.
That guy comes very cheap. That's me who did it.
Because looking at you in real life,
Oh, go fuck your mother, you son of a bitch.
She's
I
bad.
need that guy to fucking put that wand over my face.
All right. True. Oh, wow. I
Over
appreciate
my
that.
face. All right. Anyway, I'll be on your show the 3rd.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it.
I'm
Yep.
excited too.
Go have a good set. We'll
Thanks.
see
I
you later.
appreciate that. I'm sorry we don't look like our pictures.
There she is.
Gallo. I mean, you look like a model. You look like
I am a
Bachelor.
fucking model.
Holy shit!
Look at him.
It's real. That's what I look like.
Jesus
There
Christ.
was no airbrush.
Carabas, put your pants back on. Relax. Carrie Carabas, very
can't
funny.
even take
She's the funniest female comic on the East Coast. I dare anyone to put up against her.
I hate the word comic. Isn't the
Comedian, performer, whatever.
word comedian?
Hey,
Performer.
can we just close and lock that door? Thank you. I don't want any
Mike,
vagrants
put the
walking in here.
bag over there.
So so the Argyle Theater was great. Carrie's show is going to be great. And you know what was interesting? I wanted to mention to you because I know you can't stand it, and I do it once in a while. And everyone's talking about how the government's going to make vaping illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, I see it all over Facebook. So they're going to outlaw it. It's so dangerous for you. Why the fuck do we want the
Let them
government?
kill themselves.
Yeah, right.
If you're gonna vape, kill yourself.
Do it. Free up
Because-
some parking. There's too many fucking people on this rock.
Yeah, let them vape. Let them vape. Let them do heroin. Let them do all these wonderful things. Let
My
them text
problem
and
is
drive.
why are we letting the government dictate what we can and cannot do and put into our bodies? Whose fucking business is it?
It's somebody's business because there's money in stopping people and there's money in encouraging people.
How is there money in stopping it? I understand encouraging, but how is there money in stopping
Well,
it?
it's all red tape for government workers to just start someone complaining and then someone to say, I'll get right on it. But meanwhile, them getting right on it takes about 6 years. So absolutely what happened with this complaint that they're trying to stop vaping, that was actually probably filed about 6 years ago. That's how slow the government moves.
You think so? I don't know. So
No, totally. The government's slow. They're all slow because you know why? Everybody in the government is not passionate about anything. They're just passionate about. I mean, look, my job, whatever I do, my jobs that I do, is I enjoy doing all my jobs because I do what I feel like doing. But
Right.
and I show up and I'm motivated and excited to do what I'm doing. I'm not that person who's going to show up at a government job that's like,
Oh, well, this is my 20th year here, and I'm gonna have my typical, hi, Frank, my typical donut, my typical, hi, Sarah, my typical donut, my coffee in the morning, and my 8:05 a.m., and my little routine, and a barrage of pictures all over my cubicle of all my teenage years and adult years fantasies about, you know, like, they have cubicles that they're all comfy in, and meanwhile, they're working for the government, and they move slower than molasses.
Yeah, they don't do shit.
You look at the townships; it's all bullshit. And vaping is lame anyway. I mean, what grown guy walks around with a flute with smoke coming out of it? It's stupid. It really is.
Flute.
It's stupid. Let me tell you, if my mother walked around with a flute and bright blue nail polish and tattoos up her neck, I'd say, Mom, you're a disgrace. I wouldn't want my mom looking like that in this box. That smells like cake. That smells like cake that blows out pink
delicious.
smoke. Yeah, it's nonsense. You know what?
Pink smoke.
Put a pacifier in your mouth. It's cheaper.
Or a cock, whatever you're into. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
whatever you're into. But you know
Whatever
what?
you're
That's basically what a pacifier is: a cigar and a vaping device.
oral
whatever.
fixation.
Yeah, no, it's oral fixation. Yeah, bite your nails. It's cheaper.
Yeah. Oral fixation.
It's cheaper.
So obviously George is not a big fan of vaping.
No, it's
Not at all.
vaping. It's
But the point of it, whether you like it or not, we don't need the fucking government telling us what to do.
No.
It's they're trying to legalize marijuana, but they want to criminalize vaping. We live in the most fucked up world. Our
no,
country,
we live in a very fucked up country.
right? We live in the most fucked up country in the
Before
world.
we attack the world, let's attack our own country
Yes.
because this country needs a good fucking ass whooping because it's not being responsible for anything. Everyone's just like, everybody wants to get. The big thing is no accountability because you're entitled to no accountability. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you know, I learned early on if someone says, even if my kids say, "Hey, Dad, you're a dick." Why am I a dick? Because ... I'll consider it.
Right.
I might be a real asshole. I might be a real selfish shithead. I really might be that. I'm not going to say no up front.
But he's
'Cause I really
backing.
might be.
But he's backing it up with
Yeah.
legitimate reasons.
Yeah,
That's-
whatever. And it's usually consensus.
Right.
If more than one kid out of your couple of kids that you have that says the same thing, then maybe you're really that. You know.
That's my problem with. First of all, I'm not a big fan of Bill Maher because he's so left. But I respect him in the regard that if he
Because
does,
he has a tie on.
no, but if he has an opinion or a point about like the president, he just doesn't say, "Oh, Trump's a fucking racist." He'll lay it out of this is why A, B, C, and D, thought out,
All
provocative.
fabricated
Right.
points.
They are fabricated. They not all
Nonsense.
fabricated. Whatever it is, but he has an inner monologue that he's going to share with you, not just someone. Oh, you're a dick. Well, why am I a dick? Well, he's just a fucking dick. You know, that's childish behavior.
It is.
So you need to understand or explain to that person why you think they're a dick, and I think a lot of that is lost because people are so self-centered. It's like, well, I thought it, so it must be true.
Well, I don't want to get into the whole political thing.
No.
Left or right.
Well, tonight's
you know.
the Democratic debates too. So.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that should be.
Did you see Biden's eye? You see that fucking bloody?
No, what happened?
Oh my God! First of all, the guy's
I
not.
don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news either, but I saw a picture on social media where, that guy's on a million blood thinners as it is.
Yeah.
There was a side picture of him, and his eye was all fucking red, like he
Really?
busted a vessel, like squeezing out a really hard turd or
Could
something.
be from throwing up.
Yeah, it could be, but it's so creepy looking. He looks like a fucking serial killer.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this
Like
is
Darth
what,
Maul. It
right?
looks like, yeah.
And this is what the Democratic Party's gonna be pushing forward.
Yeah, so what? You know,
This
everyone
fucking
gets a little
succubus.
blood in the eye once in a while. You know.
But he's just
Little blood in the eye.
He's too old. I don't know what they're gonna do.
You know what? They say, Donald Trump right now is not presidential material. And, they always say, oh, he's not presidential material and he's a womanizer. Well, let's go back to the 90s where there were more accusations against one dude I know, okay? And he had more broads under his belt. They were all dogs, too, by the way.
Go back to the '60s era.
Yeah.
I come over here and suck my balls.
But you know what? It was kept a lot more quiet. But
Yes.
here's the thing. When the left party goes, you did this and you did that and you said, grab the pussy and all that other stuff. Well, terrific. Let's go back 20 years ago where you've got every ugly broad, the fat chick in the Oval Office, and that overbite dinosaur bite Paula Flowers or whatever her name
Jennifer
was.
Flowers?
Jennifer Flowers. All these dogs. All these dogs that nobody would want to. I didn't touch them, though. But this did.
What's the double standard? Here's the problem.
It is a double standard. You're going to borrow.
If you have to have one set of rules for everyone. You want to crucify Trump for being a misogynist?
Yeah.
Then you got to stand up for that when your guy's a misogynist too.
Totally.
You can't look the other way.
Be retro massage. Be retro convicting. Just say, oh, you know what? Bill did that. We better shut our mouth.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
If my kid was an axe murderer and I'm screaming at an axe murderer, I'd be like, well, I contributed. My kid's an axe murderer too.
And the biggest thing about the whole Clinton thing, and not to drag all this shit up, is it's not that he was fucking around. I don't give a fuck.
Nobody cares anyway.
It's that he lied under oath. That was the fucking
And
problem.
he lied under. Yeah, he lied through and through. I mean, that's the way it is. But I really don't care. I mean, it just doesn't matter. I haven't paid attention to politics. I've been pulling off the politics anyway. I'm not pushing. I'm not pushing an agenda. By the way, I'm not pushing an agenda. When I talk about right or left, I talk about what's actually right. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Who did what. I mean, if you did wrong, you did wrong.
Right.
It's black and white.
I agree. I don't have an agenda with that either.
Yeah.
Like people say, "Oh, you're a Republican." I'm not a Republican at all.
You're not a what?
I'm not a Republican.
Pelican?
I'm not a pelican.
My son, Thomas actually, he thought he was being Mr. Smarty Pants. He was going to college and stuff like that. He goes, "Dad, you're a hard right conservative." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm actually down the middle." He goes, "No, you're not. You're a hard right." I go, "I'm not." He pulls out this test, 30 questions, and he goes, I'm gonna ask you all these questions, and then we're gonna mark them down, and it'll determine if you're a left or a right? Answer all the questions, and he was pissed. He was like, "Shit, you're right down the middle." I said, "I am right down the middle. I am right down the middle because, I mean, look, not all the views of the left is completely insane. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's reasonable. I have a lot of similar ideals, but I'm right down the middle. If I think, hey, like Donald Trump is tweeting, he's a jerk for saying crazy shit sometimes. And you know what? It's like any of your friends. "Oh, dude, you shouldn't have said that." "Oh, good. You got 100 on your math test." You give props. You give and take. That's it. You just try and be really practical. Who's got time to, really be, who's got so much time to dwell on hating somebody?
I don't know. I think it's people who have so much shit that they need to clean up in their own life that they don't want to tend to it, that they distract themselves.
Oh, that's why people bother celebrities and they torment them on tweets and they attack them because it's so much fun because their life is so boring and humdrum. It's like, it's like the person who walks into the room and starts breaking everyone's balls and walks out and, what have they done? They just bother and they take all the attention off themselves. They take their own mind off of themselves.
It's distracting. It's distraction. That's all it is.
The biggest shitheads that I've ever known are the people who are the most busted up on the inside. And the ones that have always called me crazy. "You're crazy. You're crazy." Was always the craziest motherfucker you could think of. Like crazy, like nuts, like split personality, drugged out, lesbian, lying, crazy bitch. And it's usually a female, more so than a guy. Actually, there was one guy who had female tendencies. Hey. He was and he was a vapor too. He was. I seen him blowing that thing one day, and I saw a cobra pop out of a shoe. Like, there's something wrong with that guy. And he put so much into his mouth at the same time, it sounded like he had something stuck in his throat.
And they start talking like this.
Let
me just tell you.
Dude, he was like,
I was in a garage sale.
"Don't you vape?"
Yeah, I do once in a while.
You do, but do you sound like that? You don't. do that.
No, I'm not a douchebag. And when I do it, I'm very discreet. Look, I have an addiction. I'm addicted to nicotine. I fucking love nicotine.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. It gives me something to do.
Can't you take a nicotine pill?
I guess I could take the gum, but the gum wears out, and if you chew too much of it, like it releases it really quickly.
Oh, really?
And
it might
it
spike.
relaxes me. I enjoy it, but when I do it, I'm discreet. I don't like make a show out of it.
Yeah.
I'm almost a little bit embarrassed. I do have to do it. I'm
Yeah.
quiet and like I won't.
Why? Because I said something?
No,
Because I
no.
was
It
a
has
dick
nothing to do
about
with you.
it?
It's just how I feel because I don't want to draw attention. Believe it or not, I don't like drawing attention to myself. When I'm on the outside world, I won't do that.
Yeah, really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You see people like they blow in a big cloud of smoke. I'll like I'll take a little, blow it down.
So what's the difference when you vape? Like, why is there like a big plume of steam?
You can
that
set
I
it
see?
if you want more flavor or more smoke or steam, whatever you
More
want.
smoke.
I guess smoke, whatever. You can
What do
set
you
it.
need more smoke for?
I don't know. I said it.
What's
I
it,
don't.
fat?
I don't want that.
That's a fucking attention
That's
getter.
an attention. You're
That's an
right.
attention
Yes.
getter, just like tattoos that are all over people. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit. If you got tattoos all over you, you're a fucking attention getter. Because you know what? I find artwork interesting. So if I'm staring at it, and then all of a sudden a girl goes, "The fuck are you looking at?" I don't know. You're fucking
Well,
marred
that's a
with
different story,
tattoos.
right. Well, that's annoying when people do that.
But this, that,
it is an attention thing.
this is the thing, man. Like, everybody's got an excuse to lash out at you. My excuse is, you fuck with me, I'm gonna lash out at you. I don't have all these programmed excuses like, what are you looking at? I'm doing this. Everyone's like, it's an addiction a second these days. Everyone's got fucking something going on.
You're right.
And
You're
if-
100% right.
And if they have none of those vices, they have to just fucking hate your guts.
Well, then they have to be introspective and look at themselves and figure out what's going on.
No, that's why you have all these protesters. You know why? Because that is the moment in time that they go, I have no vice. I'm going to go now hate somebody. And that becomes a vice. So you got the hatred sliver. You got the fucking vaping sliver. You got the complainative sliver. You got the my husband doesn't love me sliver.
Social media sliver.
Yeah, and you got all that shit. And it's just that I'm not getting enough attention like those pigs and whores that are on Instagram with 1.5 million, followers because look at me. I'm doing it for the exercise value with my clothes like 90% off. All right. I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead. Say
No,
it.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say
We
it.
are completely distracted by everything. in
It's
this world.
rotten. No, it's absolutely rotten what I'm going to say, but
We are distracted
I'll say
by
behind closed
everything,
doors.
and I think we do it because we don't want to face reality of why we're so upset and miserable. I realize it. I realize that when I'm on my phone playing a stupid game or watching a stupid
you
movie.
play games?
Yeah, like I'll play like a football game
What kind of game?
on my
On the phone?
yeah, not on my phone, on my iPad. Like I'll play like Madden or something just to distract
Really?
myself. Yeah.
Wow.
When I want to go to sleep.
I can't. I'm
And
gonna
I
tell you,
realize
I
it-
can't imagine.
I understand it's a waste of time.
No, it's not. I know. I
No,
know,
it is. It's a complete waste of time. It's a distraction.
I know a lot of people who play games and stuff like that. I never got into doing Scrabble.
I'm
'cause
surprised you never play because you're a computer guy.
No. I'm a productive guy. Like someone said to me before, like this guy was just hanging out earlier today. He owns properties and he sells them and stuff like that. So he had a property where there was a cable, like Cablevision cable, going from one house to the next. And he showed up. He's like, "What the hell's this?" And he pulled it, and it was a cable going from one house to the house next door. And the guy goes, "Oh no, we got a deal worked out."
Oh, so the guy was stealing cable from his neighbor?
Yeah, well, they worked out a deal, so it wasn't really stealing it. He got permission to do. But I'm like, wait a second. If you can't afford cable and you're watching cable, shouldn't you be fucking working so you could earn? Like, if you can't afford shit, you don't stop working until you could afford fucking cable.
Right.
I mean, seriously, like,
No, you're right. You're right.
you don't deserve to be sitting down watching TV while you're milking your next door neighbor's cable or electric. Get your shit together, I mean, don't go get that $2,500 sleeve if you haven't paid your fucking health insurance or your car insurance or your child support or any of that other shit. Don't get a sleeve. You're
Right.
gonna have an unfinished sleeve like the fucking Death Star in the third movie. That's what your sleeve's gonna look like when it's not finished. It should be just like done, with
Yeah.
the
No, I
skeleton
agree.
of
That's
Death
why I
Star.
don't have any more on my arm.
They
I want-
ran out of money in that movie to finish the fucking Death Star. It was not done. It looked like the Freedom Tower for 7 years.
No, you're 100% right what you said. If you can't afford it, you need to be working so that you can. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be stealing.
I got no respect for people who walk around for 3 years with a fucking unfinished sleeve.
Yeah.
It's just like looking
So
at
were you
Bugs
saying
Bunny
you don't
cartoons.
you don't respect me?
Your sleeves. You don't have a sleeve.
kidding.
What are you talking about?
No, but I'm going. That's what I'm working towards, but I don't have the money.
What are you working towards a sleeve for?
I love tattoo and artwork. I love it.
For what?
I just enjoy it
For what?
because I'm bored of looking
You're
at my
not
fucking
enjoying
plain
it.
bo-
You're not
I am.
enjoying it. You're not
I
even
love
looking at it.
Yes, I am. This is.
You're looking at it
Do you know what
upside
this
down.
is? You don't even know what it is.
You don't even. What is that?
Yes, I
it's
do.
a fish.
It's not a fish, you fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
It is.
Did you call me a
say-
Jew? All right.
You douchebag.
Hey.
It's
Ugh.
it's an elephant, all right? And
All
it
right.
has my son's name in it. and
That's
his
an
birthday.
elephant?
The reason why it's an elephant, it was my son's first big word.
Mm-hmm.
It's got his name in there. I designed it with the help of my wife. and put it on my arm, and I like it. It's a reminder. It reminds me of my son. I
It
like
does?
the artwork. Yeah, I love it.
You remind you of your son every night you go on that stage and you fucking make fun of all your kids.
That's true. I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like
Put
tattoos.
the picture on the wall so when you come home, you go, "Oh, honey, I'm home. Oh, I remember the elephant," and then that's it. You
See,
don't.
this is why you and I can never be married. I love
You are a
Gallo.
jerk.
You know what's nice about our relationship, and
Nothing.
Everyone else is watching this. You guys should fucking take note because we don't agree on everything.
No.
We don't, but we have a great relationship.
Yeah.
There are people with their political fucking sickness who refuse to be friends with someone who's has an opposite view of what they are, and I don't understand that.
Do you believe that shit, man?
Like Peter Bale, we say Peter Bale's big liberal. I love Peter Bale's.
and he likes us back. Yeah.
I don't agree with his political beliefs. I don't believe in a lot of his own ideologies, but I like him. Why can't people be friends with people who don't have the same ideals as they do?
It's okay to do that. You know how many friends unfriended me on Facebook because, well, I mean, look, if I was pushing it hard, like then I could see, all right, it's annoying. And I apologize to everybody. I go, hey, you know what? I'm actually kind of proud of the president, and I'm glad he's doing these great things. But then I back off, you know?
Right.
I mean, you know, if you know Hillary was a sincere person, or this other person was a sincere person, or whoever, I don't knock anybody. I'm very, you know, gentle about it. Oh, you know what, Trump, you did a great job. You know, but that's it. Then it's over. If someone like Peter's just like, you know how he laughs, and he's like, well, you know, if you can't, you know, we seem to be similar, and I'm like, yeah, we are similar. I like the right things.
It's just Joe Maffa. If you see, I was just waving.
Oh,
Joe,
Joe,
Maffa.
hey, what's going on?
They got a great show here tonight too. You guys have to come down. If you're sitting home watching, we appreciate it. I love it. But you have to come down to the club on a Thursday night and a Sunday night. It's just an all-star cast. You never know who's gonna pop in.
It is a really good show.
It's a great show. It really is. It really is.
Oh my goodness.
So I haven't seen Roach yet. Would you mind checking the green room? See if Chris is here.
I wanted to do a
get
quick announcement for the
Go ahead. Let's
one of
do
our
that.
sponsors and get my sponsor people underway. Natural Born Patriot, who sponsors me for shirts and hats, and they created the Sore Loser, Shut the Fuck Up shirt, the Fuck De Niro shirt. I know these sounds like a lot of classy titles to put on shirts, but Natural Born Patriot out of Delaware is a veteran run and owned, and Bart Hook always comes up with some nice, great, big, clean designs that are patriotic and love of country. And check out Natural Born Patriot. They have a site. They have naturalbornpatriot.com. They have Natural Born Patriot, the Facebook page. I have their products on my page. In fact, I'll post up some of their stuff tonight. So scope out Natural Born Patriot. Bart is the guy who runs it, and they got some really nice fitting tanks for girls too, tank tops and all kinds of little sexy gear that fit good on you.
They have great stuff there. Like
Yeah.
I like how it's got that weathered look.
Yeah,
Like it's quality. It's not just like some shitty jersey shirt.
it makes even the flabbiest, shittiest looking person look kind of sexy.
Right.
So, you know.
And that's Natural Born Patriot.
Yeah.
Naturalbornpatriot.com. Go check them out. Order stuff. I'm gonna get some stuff. I have a couple ideas for a couple of shirts and shit that I want to start.
You know what? He
selling.
might actually implement them if you know.
It's not political, but I'll talk to
It
him.
doesn't have to be political. And I told him I wanted to get away from the politics too. You know, and I am away from the politics.
It's just good. It's too much with the politics. I mean,
Yeah.
It consumes and takes up so much energy and time. And
Yeah, people get kind of defensive on it, but those are people who just want to hold a grudge. I don't like holding grudges.
it's not healthy to hold a grudge. It literally will cause a fucking cancerous tumor in your stomach.
It will. A
It
lot of things do. A
literally-
lot of stresses and pressures do.
So just we know we had today's the 12th. Yesterday was September 11th,
Oh yeah.
which was it's still being here in New York. It's still a very emotional day for a lot of people. It really is.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's 18 years.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? 18 years.
You know what? Look, the first decade of the 2000s, people refer to, history decades as the 40s, the 50s, the 30s, the 80s, the 90s. We lost 10 years because we didn't know what the fuck to call it. And then now we just lost another 10 years because we don't know what to call the teens.
Right.
10, 08, 19, what do we call the teens?
The
Yeah.
teens.
You lose the first 20 years. No, you lose the first 20 years.
Now we're going into the 20s, so now we can
Yeah.
be in the 20s.
Yeah, now we're in the 20s. So we lost the fucking first 20 years over nothing. Stupid stuff. Bad hair day.
Were you in Manhattan on September 11th?
No, I was in Melville, and I was working for Estee Lauder, and I remember on the way to work, I was listening to Howard Stern, which I really
So
don't
was
listen.
I. I was listening to Stern
Yeah,
too.
and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, we just got a report that a plane went into the."
A Cessna. They thought it was a Cessna. At
yeah,
first.
yeah, we all did. I was like, "Oh, it must be a mistake."
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh wow, that's too
Yeah.
bad. That's terrible.
Yeah. Oh, and then you heard another thing after
Yeah.
that. I'm like, wow, 2 people had a bad day. 2 different planes had a bad day. Shit.
Couldn't wrap your head around it.
And no, it didn't make any sense. Who would think that any lunatic would do something like
Yeah.
that? But I don't want to harp on the 9/11 thing because I'm sure many people
I've
have
talked about it. Yeah.
Have
But I
talked
did want to
about it.
mention it.
Yeah. So and God bless the families and the people, the rescuers,
The firemen and the police and the first
yeah,
responders.
man. Oh God. Yeah, I think
Good
about
people.
it. It's just the whole thing was draining, and I'll tell you right now, it was a very, very somber 3, 4, 5 months. Somber.
Yeah. It was scary.
It was just very somber. No planes in the sky.
That was really weird. It was so quiet.
There was no planes. Even the birds were like, we ain't doing shit. It was somber when you drove. Like before 9/11, people driving on the roads and they're like cursing each other. Fuck you, asshole, Florida, you fucking fish from Florida. And then when 9/11 happened, for like 3 or 4 months, there was like peace on the roads. Hey, Florida, go ahead, you can cut
Everyone
me
was
off.
polite. Like, go ahead. No, it's so cool.
Go ahead.
Everyone's-
Oh, you cut me off, Wisconsin. They're looking at the license plates. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Welcome to. And then eventually it started getting back to it. New York.
Around May or June, people were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Will you move that piece of shit?
Exactly.
What do I have to do? What?
Speaking of piece of shit,
Oh,
look
look
what
who's
just walked
here.
into the room.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The popular,
Are we live?
beautiful.
No. We're Memorex. Who
the
knows
tall, the funny, Mr. Christopher Brian Roach. Come over here. You're over here.
He's
over
over
here.
there?
You're in the middle.
Hey, walk behind me, Pimster.
You're the star of the show.
That was my son Michael, that guy.
You
Yeah.
rub my balls on your shoulder. Hey, Mike, how are you, buddy?
How about I beat you to it?
I haven't seen you since he was a little.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
I brought Duguay with me. He's out there watching the show.
Thank you for joining us and gracing us with your presence. I appreciate it.
All right, stop kicking.
We had a nice little intro that you were involved in. You'll have to see it on the replay.
Yeah?
And here we are. Say hello. Look at the size of your fucking hands.
Just got here. I
got
picked
nice
up a buddy of mine. You guys hockey? You know Ron Duguay?
Yeah, yeah.
From
yeah.
back in the day? Yeah, he's watching the show.
Are you kidding me?
I'll bring
Ron,
him back.
Ron Duguay gave my wife her first kiss.
All right, I won't bring him back yet.
All right, we have to have him on.
He's, I think he's a little intoxicated, but we'll see.
Oh, you won.
He's
My
up.
wife was intoxicated when he kissed her. She was 11.
She became intoxicated, or she was
This
intoxicated?
just got awkward.
So how you been?
Your wife's hot. Meh. What?
Matt, how you been?
Good,
to see you,
man. Good. What's going on? Gallo and Dillon.
I heard you had a killer show last weekend over at.
yeah.
Where were you?
Are you being sarcastic?
No,
or
no.
is it
Who
good-
saw him last?
I had a good show last week and a bad show. It depends what
Where were you? Where were you?
Was it Kenny Goverson?
One show I did, it was for a friend out in Montauk. It was a bar. And it was just like, I told him to make sure you have a sound system and a lighting. And one thing I forgot to tell him is don't serve food while I'm up there. Don't serve their dinner while I'm up there. Cause,
They're all cutting their veal cutlets.
and they're all there on vacation. I don't know if you ever perform for people on vacation. It's weird. It's weird because they're all like, they've been at the beach all day. I remember I was in North Carolina, the Outer Banks. They have a comedy club over there. And you're performing at 8 o'clock at night for people that were on the beach all day drinking. And it's just like, they're all like,
They're
Yeah,
exhausted.
they're toasted from the sun.
not to mention that they're from Virginia. We don't mind all that, your humor, but the cussing, we didn't like it that very much, No cussing.
They're
not big
they don't
on
care about
cussing?
Not big on cussing in Virginia.
All right, it's all right to fuck your child, but we don't want you cussing.
They
Yeah.
don't do that in Virginia. Maybe
West Virginia.
Western
West Virginia, they are fucking everyone in that
Ma-
house. They don't give a shit.
Oh, really?
Ugh, I will never go through there again.
West
You went
Virginia.
Did you go, Chris? You ever go to West?
I don't think I've
Western
ever
or
been.
West-
West Virginia is probably the scariest, most hidden state we have in this
Is
country.
that like very rednecky? Rednecky? Is rednecky?
Oh my God, it's worse than
That's
rednecky. Rednecks look at West Virginia and go, I ain't fucking going over there.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Jacksonville,
It's a lot of
Florida. I was in
inbreeding.
Jacksonville,
Dude,
Florida. That
Dude,
was oof.
people in West Virginia have fucking 3 thumbs on one hand. I'm telling you.
Inbred?
No, they don't. Yeah.
It's scary. It's a scary place.
I hope they don't smell those 3 thumbs. 'Cause
Hey, where your thumbs been?
I'm telling
You know?
you.
So that was the bad show. Tell us about the good show.
Good show. Oh, I had one over at Theater 3. In the
Yeah, it was
side
Theater
room.
Oh,
3 in the
Theater 3,
basement.
great.
That is such a
In the small
great.
space.
You know what it's like? It's like almost like
was over
it's
there?
almost like a what do you call it, black box or
It is a black
or,
box. It's like a
or-
black, exactly like a black
It's
box.
such an intimate thing, and
Yeah.
and it's like got a little bit of a city feel to it. I love that room.
It's intimate. Well, no, one of my friends saw you. One of my friends from high school, Kenny, he saw you, and he was just like, I gotta tell you, that Roach guy's funny.
Yeah.
He really, he just had a whole newfound respect for you. He saw the show. It was really
nice,
good.
Tim. It's always nice when you have an audience that's paying attention.
Yeah, paying attention or knows comedy.
Yeah,
You know, so.
you don't get like have 3 women sitting there who decided to get together and like, hey, son, what have you been? What's been going on? And you're like, shut the fuck,
like you're
Yeah.
interrupting their conversation.
And he's always so nice on stage.
Chris.
I'm too nice.
Yeah,
I
he is.
know.
No, you're
No,
not.
no, you got a good show, man. You got a good act.
I
You
ma-
got a good show.
I made one person cry.
You?
Yeah, this is back in the.
Get lost.
You could ask. You know what? You could ask Joe Curry. This is when the boys first took over McGuire's from Ryerson.
Yeah.
It's like 8 years now, right?
It's been a while. Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
So there's a woman up front, and she's miserable, and she's just getting nasty with comic after comic, and she's looking at me, and she's like, "Pff, that's not funny. You're not funny. You're not funny." And finally, I just blurted the first thing out of my mouth. I was like, "Hey, horse teeth." I said, "Hey, horse teeth. I'm trying to work here. Whatever." I probably did that standard. Hey, how'd you like if I come to where you work and slap the dick out of your mouth? You know what I was thinking?
yeah.
And she's like getting really nasty. And then like at the end of the show, she comes over and she's like, "Fuck you" to me. I'm like, "Do not mistake me for a gentleman," I said to her. And she was like. And then she leaves, and the girl, it's always a bad drunk at a comedy show when the friends come back in to apologize.
Yeah.
You ever get that?
Yeah.
That's so uncomfortable too.
Yeah. So her girlfriends come over to me. I just want to apologize the way my friend acted tonight. She's going through a bad divorce, and you don't understand. They called her horse teeth in high school.
Yes. Yes.
So you really
I
hit a
love it.
nerve.
I hit
There you go.
right on the head.
I love when, like, some people, they're just like nice, like Chris, and then like when you push them, then the
Yeah.
weapons come out.
Yeah.
There's
The
an
weapons
end.
come out. And you know what? They're gonna do that to you. They're gonna push you. Like
They do.
People don't understand.
And it was a
don't-
female. Females are button
Yeah.
pushers. They want to get a reaction out of you because they go like,
They do.
I heard you nice. I heard you nice.
Yes.
I heard you nice. Fucking heard you nice.
because
Bitch.
yeah, exactly.
because they're used to men not going back at them because they're females. They're respectful. But when you're on stage, that's a different ballgame.
Now when you lose,
You poke that bear, he's gonna fucking tear you apart.
now once
Depending on who it is.
then they wait for you to lose your temper, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Say it again. Say it again."
Say it again. I didn't mean it. Hey, I got to do a sponsor real quick. I was at a place yesterday, Long Ireland Beer Brewery out in Riverhead. Have you been?
Long Island, they're great.
Nope.
We've been there.
Oh, I got to get a list of their beers. He's got some incredible beers over there, and he's got this brand new 10.5 IPA that he's got on the chalkboard there.
10.5.
It's like 10.5. It's called, I think it's called like Black Friday or something. And
Blackout.
I didn't have it. I won't drink that. I had. He gave me some other IPA. It was like a 6.5, and even that was just. That was a little too much, It was very citrusy, but the brewery there is fantastic. Over at Long Ireland Beer Brewery, or Long Ireland Brewery.
Long Ireland.
Yeah, Long Ireland.
It's Ireland.
Yeah,
Beer.
Their
Long
beer is in
Ireland beer.
all the is in many bars and restaurants in Suffolk and Nassau County, and they're growing. They got a really nice distillery there. It's good stuff. So if you like yeast hops and a good time, they even have a little bar that breaks out after like 5 o'clock in there. They got like 40, 50 room capacity. What are you doing, man?
I meant to text you. Are you done with your pitch? Your thing I have to tell
Go
you.
fuck yourself.
That's
So,
Long
about-
Ireland beer,
I got
and
two
they're in
George
Riverhead.
Gallo things. I got 2 George Gallo things.
Go ahead, go.
One, I was watching this show, movie last night, Truth or Dare. Did you see the movie Truth or Dare, Little Gallo?
No, I haven't. No.
Basically, what some like demon possesses the soul, and they look at their friend, they go, "Truth or Dare," and you have to say Truth or Dare. But the face they make was the George Gallo face. All of a sudden, the guy's normal. And he
Oh,
looks
the
at,
evil face?
All of a sudden, he looks at his friends. He goes,
Do it, Gallo.
Oh man,
Pick the eyes up. Pick the eyes.
"You
Do
got
it. Do it.
watch the movie Truth or Dare. It's a really good.
Truth or Dare.
Yeah, it's like one of
Isn't
these.
that Madonna?
No, it's like one of these these
It's on
bad.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's all teenage. You know the one where all the teenagers must die in the movie.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
what?
yeah.
It's one of those, but they made the face. I'm like, that's Gallo.
Do it. Do it.
All right, I used to love doing
It's
this
the
shit
truth.
in school. Come on, the transfer. First off,
And
I
you pick
love
the eyes up.
transformations. Like ever since, what was that one? American Werewolf in London.
What
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great movie.
And when I saw that, I
Great
was
movie.
like, "What the fuck was that?"
That
I
was
was like,
amazing.
Bad Moon Rising.
Look what he's doing it.
Bad Moon Rising was the song that played.
That's a great movie.
Yeah,
It was such a good
movie.
contrast, that like upbeat song to
Yeah.
that he's screaming in agony.
One of the best parts of that film is the montage of fucking insanity in London when all
movie
the
theater?
cars are hitting each other.
Right.
People go through windshields and fucking things coming out.
Heads flying.
Heads flying,
He
decapitations.
found the face. He found the face.
Who's that?
But that's a hot girl making your face.
Oh wow,
It's not so hot.
creepy.
Is there a creepier one?
I would date
saw
me.
one.
So I was just telling
Want to
you.
hang out?
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I got to tell one more story.
Go ahead, go.
George, this guy. I'm probably like 3 years in comedy. You know, we're new, and we were at this bar.
This was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long you doing comedy now?
16 years.
Okay, so
I think at least 12 years ago.
It was how many years ago?
And it was similar at night. You know, it's like when you're first doing comedy, you do these freaking bars on Sunday, and they turn off the football games, and people lose their shit.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah.
And what was the name of
They
this
don't even
bar?
bother turning them
the
off
one where
anymore.
this woman was really heckling all of us. She was being a real douche.
Yeah.
And he went at her to the point. It was brilliant. He went at her to the point where she had enough, and she came up and went after him. And what the best thing was,
Dude, that's like every show I do.
and my favorite part was when she was coming after you. You were filming her coming after you. I'm like, oh, there's a
I know what you're talking about.
there's a drunk pig, Sergeant Pepper's Pub.
Yes, you
Right?
son of a bitch. Yes.
He's like, oh, there's a drunk pig coming after me, and she's
Oh,
like,
yeah. She's breaking shit as she's coming after me.
she's breaking
You're
shit
right.
she's breaking shit that didn't even belong to him. I remember she grabbed Tommy Doran's camera and smashed it.
Yeah, she was fucked. Dude, she was like the Hulk. She was breaking everything, and I'm like singing songs. I was rhyming songs and getting her pissed,
Oh, great.
and I'm like filming her before it was like actually, chic to be filming
Right.
people. Chic.
Yeah.
But I'm singing songs and making up words about her. And
Joe Curry.
no, I wasn't really mean about it. I was just making comedy, funny stuff,
It was
And,
great.
and she's like, "Give me the fuck!" And she's breaking glasses and people's cameras and watches and shit. And she came after me, and I was doing a whole voiceover
It
to
was
it.
great.
We had
Stand
fun.
up is very glamorous. Very glamorous.
Look, dude, I love doing stand up in shitty places because
That's when he's at his
because
best.
well, there's a lot of viciousness. That's why.
And
'Cause-
you take anything from the room, and you're like, you're
If you've
very-
never seen Gallo, you guys have to see him live because people. I mean,
just
he's been
brings me
compared
joy.
to Andy
Wait.
Kaufman and
Yes.
Jim Carrey. He's far beyond that.
You
No,
gotta
not
get-
beyond that, but he's totally. He's the manicness.
Oh, I'm so boring on this show.
No,
though,
no,
so it
no.
doesn't
But
really...
your act, there's always a moment like from when comics watch you. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck's gonna
'cause
happen?
Comics, whenever
certain
he's one of the handful of comedians that when he's on stage, the other comedians go out. Like they know it's going to be
Yeah,
different. So
because they never know what's
going
gonna happen.
Yeah.
He'll walk on stage with a chainsaw and
Right.
do his act. And
There
just
was,
leave.
wait, Carrie Carabas told me a story, and I could totally visualize it because I know him. She said it was another bar show, and he'd gone over to the DJ booth. You remember the DJs that had the booth in the corner? It was like
Yeah.
corner row.
Yeah.
They said he went in there and he fell down, and all of a sudden he was gone. And then all of a sudden you heard like he was being attacked by a dog. And he's screaming, ah! But in between the barks and the screams, they said records just come flying out. He's like, ah! Then he comes up like he's going to be, and records flying out.
You're
I
like a
lost it.
giant man child. You're
I don't.
hysterical.
I
love it.
really am, and that's why God always makes me work constantly, so I can't have any
I
more
love
fun
it
anymore.
And what I really like about his comedy is that he gets in it's almost the comfortable zones of people. He gets in those zones, where
And
people
makes them uncomfortable.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's why. So many times I've woken up my wife watching his videos, just laughing my ass off. Like, look who we found today! It's so and so from Maud. The last one you did.
I want to talk about something. I want to talk about the Ronkonkoma Kokomo.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Darren, you're such a dick.
Sorry.
Oh my God. If you don't know what we're talking about, go on YouTube right now and put in Chris Roach, Ronkonkoma, and you will have the biggest douche chills and want to cut off your fucking eyeball. I watched this thing in my house.
He's such an asshole because you know why? He hasn't really been like around in a while. So when all of a sudden he sees something like this, he goes, "What an asshole!" Like he says it so genuinely, like a douchebag. And he's just like one of the friends that you want to beat the shit out of.
And I love Chris. I love Chris more than anything.
The douche
anything in the
chills.
world. But when I watch this, I'm yelling. I'm like, Jessica. I'm like, where's the melon baller? I need my eyes taken out of my fucking head right now.
I wanted to come off very, very cheesy.
Well, you achieved that.
Yeah. Oh well.
It was funny, but it was so bizarre to see. I'm like, what the fuck is he going
You know
for
what? The
here?
great thing is,
I don't even know what I was going for. It was just cheese.
He started it. He did a song, which is really a smart thing to do. Okay, somehow you got away with the copyrights. However, the one thing I don't like that happened to you. Okay, this is the shittiness of show business. Okay,
I didn't know any better.
so I was handling Chris's page. He
right.
needed a little assistance on it, and I love Chris, so I'm like, let me help the guy out a little bit. I look at the video. And it's got like, I don't know, 500,000 views or something like that. Long Island favorite. People know him. And the view. Someone was handling his Facebook page before me. I came around and started straightening up. All of a sudden I look at Chris, you don't own this video.
No.
He goes, what are you talking about?
What?
Somebody, whoever did the video and goes and step forward goes, I'll put it up for you, Chris. One of these Facebook douchebag gurus that's out there. And you know what? I'll tell you right now, and I'm going to be a real prick about it. 9 out of 10 of you people who say you're handling a Facebook page don't know what the fuck you're doing because one of yous are like, hey, I take pictures of food and my engagement is 7. You suck, okay? Another one of you said, oh, hey, Chris Roach, I'll manage your page and I'll get the video. So what they did was they put the video on their account and they got 500,000 views and drew all the traffic to their account, okay? And then Chris is being known for it, but he's not getting the traffic.
No.
So this piece of shit that manages page, yeah, you're a piece of shit, whoever you are. I don't know who it is. Some dude or whatever. Oh, some rock and roll long-haired guy. He took the video, made it his own, and then just put it on Chris's page. So Chris never got the traffic for it.
Now
that fucking guy, I hope he loses all his fucking money.
There is like, I guess there's a way of copywriting it or something.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you know, he stole it from
I
me.
never did.
He stole
First of
the
all,
views.
as far as the song,
Facebook. I take pictures of food.
as long you could do a song parody, but as long as you're not trying to make the song your own, as long as it kind of pays homage to the original song.
Yeah, and you did
know?
it. He did. He did a great job on it.
But here's the thing.
No, it wasn't. You could actually sing. I was impressed. You
Well,
can sing a little bit.
Listen, I went into a professional recording, and they have like a mouse where they could fix your pitches.
Exactly.
I can.
They sweetened it.
Like maybe
Nice.
if you're even like a half a note off, they can like take the mouse and push it up.
Yeah, they take the octaves, they move it all. But Chris gets away with this shit because you know what? He knows
He's so likable.
He knows he's a fucking idiot. He knows that.
This is true.
And
I do.
he's a likable guy, and he walks into a room as ominous as 6 foot. Are you fucking
6'7".
6'6".
As
6'9" and
6'6" as he is. He comes in and he's the least ominous, least threatening, least show off, biggest caring person there is. And for that guy to dick you on that fucking,
Well,
I want to go find that guy and cut his hair off.
There was the next day I put it up on YouTube, and Newsday contacted me. Somebody from Newsday, hey man, can we put this on our site? I'm like, yeah. I just did it to like be silly and make my friends laugh.
Right, totally.
And they last time I checked, they were near 600,000.
Wow.
The guy that you're talking about has 1.5 million.
And you haven't seen one dime from this.
No.
No.
The guy
Fucked up.
totally ripped them off.
1.5 million
And
views.
when you put a great video like that,
I have like 170,000. That's it.
yeah. Well, I guess when we reposted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got more when I posted it with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So we reposted it, and then we.
Well, it's
tracked a lot of
unfortunate. It's
people.
unfortunate.
It is. It's
but on the other
unnecessary.
side, it really is a pile of shit. So you're not missing.
What a
The other
dick.
thing I wanted to talk to you about.
I thought it kind of was.
That was
I
funny.
thought it was.
cute.
I thought it was
cute.
cheesy.
I
too.
gotta bust his balls.
It was supposed to be cheesy.
I thought it could have been a lot better.
I want to talk about something before because we're running out of time because we're running short tonight.
Oh yeah.
We have spots to do.
Wait, I gotta do
Yeah. Expressions.
Oh.
For those who don't know, when Chris first started comedy,
Yes.
he was still working, and we would talk for hours. I remember hours at the bar at McGuire's.
Wait a second.
He used to work at Expressions.
You knew he worked at Expressions?
Yeah.
I thought you tried to keep that
For
quiet.
hours.
Well, I was trying.
Not from this pervert.
That pervert. Dude,
I used to
I used
barter.
to see him all the time.
Yeah.
The first time I went in there, because I lived
So
near...
wait. If people don't know, Expressions is an adult entertainment store here on Long Island.
Thank
There are
you.
two
It's not a
locations.
porno store.
2 locations. No, not a porno store. They just sell giant dildos and have she-male magazines that you could pick up fucking hookers
And
on the side of the
lingerie.
elevator.
Porno store,
It's not a
yeah.
porn. It's not a porno
My
store.
son says it's a porno store. It is. They got
What are they
por-
selling that fucking lube so you could like grease your bearings in your car? It's a fucking porno store.
They're not butt plugs. They're anal manipulators.
Yeah.
They ain't no manipulator.
So,
Okay.
so Chris was a manager there for a while, and the stories used, and we don't have time to get into it now, but the
We got 10
stories
minutes. I got to do a couple of.
about Chasey Lane, and give me one quick, really fucking crazy story from Expressions when you worked there.
Chasey Lane, yeah, she was really popular back then. She came in, and I remember
What the fuck was she doing there?
I picked her up at the hotel on 63. It was like,
Shady.
you know the Champions Bar, whatever was over there, and there's a
Yeah.
hotel. And I knocked on the hotel door. She lets me in, and
Shady.
She's gorgeous too.
She was the top adult actress at the time, and
Gorgeous.
I'm sitting on her bed while she's in the shower. I'm like, this is not happening.
Shady. Shady.
This is not happening.
So she's in the shower, and you're sitting in.
Yeah, and you know what happened? Nothing.
Was the door open? when
She
was
got
showering?
dressed and she came in and she signed autographs and I drove back to
And
the
meanwhile,
hotel.
you're getting phone calls from your wife. You're like, decline, 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 decline.
She's in the shower. I kind of see like silhouettes of her naked body. I'm like, oh my god, this is really happening.
And nothing happened.
Nothing.
Why, she did an appearance at the store or something?
Yeah, they used to get like $2,000 to sign autographs for like 3 hours.
She's a fucking hooer.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful girl.
And
I like the word hooer better than whore.
all she kept
I don't
saying
like
was,
that.
"Take me to the Amityville Horror House." Like that's what we're known for, I guess, on Long Island. Take me to the Amityville Horror House.
Ah, so at least she didn't like kick that stereotype about porno stars being
No,
retarded.
my friend and I were like her security for 2 days. We were like her security. Then we dropped her off at Goldfingers. Remember that was in
Yeah,
Queens?
that's in Queens.
And she turned around and say goodbye. She said, turned around and say goodbye to us. She goes, "What were your names again?" I'm not even kidding. What?
my
And I'm
God.
like, "Nice to meet you."
Well, you know what? That's where you pull out a gun. And speaking of guns, Long Island Gun Source from Medford, New York is
Nice
one of our
transition.
favorite sponsors. Long Island Gun Source can do your background checks quickly, make sure that you're not a psychopath, and approve your gun permit in no time.
Long Island Gun Store. Check them out. They're good sponsors. We appreciate it. Go get yourself a gun and shoot yourself in the head. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Do we have a phone number for them?
I'm thinking about getting one. This is
I don't even know what's on the
crazy.
screen.
So the other thing I wanted to talk
We're probably
to Chris
out of
about,
sync right now with the.
and this is, and I guess this is for younger comics and people who are coming up. Now, it must have been a big deal for you when you landed King of Queens. Like,
No,
quickly go through that.
you
wish
were
I
not
w-
King of Queens.
No,
I wasn't?
Sorry, Kevin.
Were
Kuwait.
you?
Kevin Kuwait.
Kevin
Everybody
Kuwait.
does that. Everybody does that.
So
People,
what
people,
was it like? Like, give us the process. What was it like for you to like, holy shit? Like, how long did it take to sit in? Like, oh my god, this is fucking happening. Like, how did
Darren,
it all happen? From-
It still does. It's still like holy shit. There was it was like a Wednesday night. I'm doing a set at McGuire's, like 10 minutes, and I saw somebody walk in, like a little entourage, and I look at him, like I recognize him right away. I'm like, holy shit! I never met him before.
Kevin.
Yeah, and I did my 10 minutes and went to the back of the room. I didn't bother him, and then he left. You know, he leaves before the show's over. I met him like a month later here. We got
he
to
didn't
talking.
perform that night. He just came.
No,
to the
just
club.
came in, and they called me up. Man, they called me up. I remember they called me. My manager was like, "They're gonna be calling you. Get ready, stand by the phone." I'm
Let
like,
me stop
"Holy
you.
shit."
They saw you Wednesday. How much longer after that did they call you?
I would say 2 months, but I did see the breakdown for the audition, so I went out for it, and I went out for 2 parts. I read for 2 parts, and they called me like maybe 4 weeks later. It was surreal. I remember we were getting the carpets cleaned, right?
So
This-
was Kevin? Was Kevin there that night to see you? Like,
No, he was here to Colin Quinn.
okay.
We were getting the carpets clean. I remember the moment.
Yeah, I remember, Chris.
You're at the porno store? At the porno store?
No, this big Guatemalan guy's in my doorway.
Oh,
and
your house.
because I'm freaking out. My wife goes, "Take the keys to the car, go for a drive, go to Burger King, get a Coke, relax, do whatever."
Yeah.
So
Get a
I'm,
Coke and relax.
so I'm trying to leave, and this big Guatemalan guy sitting there with a can of like some kind of
Look,
powder.
you're expecting a phone call.
Yeah, some kind of powder that he goes, "I want to show you something," and he's sprinkling on the carpet, and he's like, "See, watch this." I'm like, "Guy, I just gotta get by you. I gotta leave that important." And he's like, "No, wait." I'm like, Diane. Diane comes running up the steps. She's like, "Sir, show me." He has to go. And I remember driving down Portion Road, and right when I got in front of Regal Cinemas, is when I saw the California number come up. So I pulled into the parking lot, and it was like, I could barely remember what the conversation was. I think I was just like, thank you. And then I hung up.
What did they say to you?
Was
What
it Regal
What
or
did they
Royal?
say?
It was Regal Cinemas on Portion Road.
Who called you?
Rock and Kevin together.
Okay, and what they
And he
say?
says, we really think you're funny, and we want you to be part of the show. I was like, thank you. I didn't know in what capacity yet, but I hung up, and I called Diane to tell her what happened. I think I got 2 words. I was like, You know? She's like, breathe, breathe. I'm like, they want to be on the show.
It's amazing. That's awesome. That's what you've been working for
Like
for
about-
16 years.
But still, one of the most incredible things. I mean, of course, I got to work with Kevin and then eventually Leah. But as a big hockey fan, to be sitting behind the Rangers bench and then put a clip from Kevin
On the Jumbotron, right?
on the Jumbotron, and then it's the longest 8 seconds of your life. They played a clip from the show, and then you had to sit there like this going, let's go Rangers!
And you're an idiot enough to do
Yeah.
that, of course.
It's
You
so
know?
That's
long.
amazing.
Of course, you embellished on that.
What a great feel. That's amazing.
I'll be laying in bed watching it like I'm just a guy from Ronkonkoma.
No,
I'm
but-
still living in my dad's house. I still living in my dad's house, and I become friendly with like say like Deborah Messing, and she's there
Yeah.
with her son all the time.
Oh, I love her nose.
She'd be like, "Hi, Chris, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, I live at my dad's house." You know, it's just like, wow.
So now, because you did that spot on the show, did that get you closer to the Rangers?
Yeah, I mean, Ron Duguay's out front
Because
because I met him they had me on one of their post shows after the game. They had a hockey show after the game, and they had me on there. And Ron was doing like,
so your dreams came true.
I guess, yeah.
It's amazing.
Time to die.
Wait, slow down, man. I want to get out of my father's house first. You know, I'm talking about baby. You know.
Well, I'm so happy for you. That's a great story. When I first heard about it, I was out. I wasn't in comedy at that time. I took
dare
a
you.
break, but I heard about it, and I was thrilled for you because I know what a great guy you are. Chris is one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. He'll do anything for anyone. He's a big, giant, cuddly bear, and he's very funny. So it was nice to see that.
Speaking of bears, then I got on Kevin's show, and I never knew this, that in the gay community, I'm a bear because I got like a little gay fan base now, I guess you would call it. That guys that write me and they say they're very polite. They say nice things and like, hey, you know, we loved you on the show. It's great to see a bear on Kevin Can Wait. I'm like, bear? I don't know what a bear.
So you had a
is.
Me Too moment.
I guess so. I'm a bear,
You're a bear. Yeah, you're definitely a bear.
and I have a lot of cubs that follow me. A handful of cubs.
Now that sounds a little illegal.
I don't know.
Well, Cubs are Cubs, you know.
So what do you have planned now? I mean, unfortunately that show was canceled. I know
Canceled
you're
tomorrow.
touring with Kevin, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Rochester with him tomorrow. Rochester.
Wow, you hit the big time.
And then
Fucking Rochester. What's next after that?
And then
Buffalo?
Doing
Maybe you do a tour of Sackett's Harbor. You're
such a
fucking big
bastard.
time.
Sackett's Harbor. Remember that club?
Oh, what a nightmare.
What a shithole that place was.
But that's good. You're touring with Kevin now. You're
Yeah,
going
doing
all over the
theaters.
place.
Yeah.
All right. And what about in the fall? You have anything coming up? You shooting anything? I know there's talks. Kevin has a new show coming out.
Yeah, we'll see.
On
you know.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to be a new show. He's like a crew chief of a NASCAR,
NASCAR,
garage.
yeah.
We'll see what happens, you know?
Hopefully we'll see you there on
If
that
they need
too.
me, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
No, you're around Ronkonkoma, right?
I'll be in the conch.
In the conch.
Who do we plug before? Long Island Gun Source.
Long Island Gun Source, yes.
And then did we do the security company?
No, we did not do security.
Are you looking to shoot somebody? The Long Island Gun Store.
Don't put them in a bad light.
Is your husband stalking you? Your ex-husband stalking you? Do you have a boyfriend that just parks in front of your house at night?
I
and-
thought
Hey,
about-
hey. Why is it got to be a guy that's always stalking?
Because
Yeah.
women-
No, you know my life.
I
Hold
do,
on.
that's true. I didn't want to bring it up. That's
Yeah.
personal
You have
shit.
female
Yeah.
stalkers?
Oh my God, you have no idea. You have to talk about that one day because that's
Oh,
fucking
wait. I had somebody knock on my door.
not gonna. He had someone show up at his fucking bed.
Comedy fans?
Dude. I
You
had
have no
feet
idea.
dangling through my window like my window was giving birth.
You have no
it was
idea.
a comedy fan did that?
Sort of. She was.
No, I got there's another one that's just out of control. And I don't even answer the emails and they're just like, hi! You know, like it just doesn't stop.
Women flock to him. Like I don't.
No, not women. Crazies.
Crazies. Crazy. Yeah, crazy
Okay?
women.
I'm
They
not
are
saying
women.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't. He's like the
That
Pied
just happen to
Piper
be
of
crazy, or crazy happen to
George
be
Gallo is the Pied Piper of shitty messes. That's what it is. You look at George Gallo, and there'll be fucking 10 lunatics behind him, just chewing on their hair, going, George, George.
It's not even
George!
schizophrenia.
And 8 of them are comics.
You know what? I love my comedian friends. I do. We got a lot of good people out here on Long Island.
We do. Long
You know,
Island's a great spot for comedians.
a lot of hodgepodge of weirdos and stuff like that. But you know what? You got to have a good heart for these people. You got to understand. You know?
Are you going up tonight? Are you on?
Yeah. Overall, you didn't like the Ron Kokomo video. Okay.
No, it was. No, I did. I had to bust your balls.
You're really gonna hate the next one.
Oh no, you have another
Oh
one.
no! What do you got? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm working on something.
We were working on something we were talking about for a while.
What are you working
a
on?
hockey thing.
Yeah, I know we got to.
What video are you
I
working
know.
on?
If I
What
can
is
get
it?
out of the
Give us a little
fucking
taste
house.
because we're gonna wrap up.
I don't know. It's too early to tell. Too early to tell.
Too early, to tell?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure when I see it, I'll fucking.
You'll hate it. You'll
and
hate me.
I'll mock it. But I'll share it because I love you.
Love you too, pal.
No.
Do you-
But
do
you know
you
what?
See you
have
back.
any,
It's
uh,
good
I
to
gotta
see
say,
you back.
thank
man.
you. I gotta say, it
Should've
takes
never
balls.
left.
It
Should've
takes
never left.
balls to do what you did.
Yeah.
You took a chance. And
I love
that's what we have to do.
and people. There were people. I love the comments. The hate comments. Like some guy wrote, "I feel really embarrassed for this guy." That's my favorite. I feel really
Signed Chris
embarrassed.
Roach's dad.
God.
That's
Get out of
I
my
don't think
basement.
so.
So where are you
You're
gonna
not
be
in the
next week? You
basement,
gonna
are
be
you?
anywhere?
Next week, yeah, I'll be in the Midwest with Kevin. We're doing a 2-week tour.
2-week tour with Kevin James. That's great. And
We're going to Lowellville and Michigan and all that stuff like that.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Good
Lowellville.
stuff. Yeah.
Atlanta.
What space? What place?
what club?
Atlanta. I don't know. I just know the
It
dates.
might not be a club. I played
theater.
Kentucky
He
and
does- yeah.
Louisville, and it
He
was
does. He's
beautiful.
been
He
doing.
does
He's
theaters.
doing like smaller theaters. He likes.
It must be nice, right?
Oh.
Meanwhile, Gallo and I are doing fucking restaurant basements to fucking three
Hey,
Mexicans.
Speak for yourself. Speak
That's
for
right.
yourself.
You're not
Hey.
up to the basement yet. You're in the parking lot.
Leave John Peter out of this.
I
That's
spoke to him
fantastic.
yesterday.
Butera.
Guitar, yeah.
Did you ever do
He's
that?
a character.
I did a show for him a few months ago. It was the bottom of Katie's in Smithtown, the basement, and there was no lighting. So this is the first time I ever had to do this. I took, like you and I, they got to see our faces. They got to see our faces. I took the light on my phone, microphone in one hand, like this. This is how I perform, like this. Never did that before.
You were like Boris Karloff.
And you're a
that
TV
night.
star. What is happening?
I was on CBS. God damn it!
Hey, it doesn't matter, Darren. It doesn't matter.
know, I
It
know.
doesn't matter what we've
This
done.
business will humble the shit.
Oh,
out of
yeah.
you,
It will
man.
humble you
Yeah.
and humble you
So much
and again
rejection.
and again and again.
Rejection. This and the acting business and comedy is so much rejection, and it's.
Yeah, it's a
know.
hamster wheel. That's why I say, you know what? Live your life, do your thing, enjoy your life. Comedy and show business is secondary. It is, you know. If you
all about
enjoy this,
family.
enjoy this. Just do other things. I don't.
You gotta
understand.
live, like you said, you have to live your life.
You gotta live your life. That's why I never understand why comedians only do comedy. You gotta fucking do great things.
Yeah.
Comedy is great, but it's not. You're chasing after this carrot.
Oh, my band's playing next Thursday at Revolution. You know that? You can't see me the time.
Is the band back? Are you?
Yeah,
are
we're
you,
still
are you,
doing that.
Is the band back?
Yeah, we're
What's your band?
Ridgehaven.
Of the,
Ridgehavenband.com.
What do you play?
Rich
Guitar.
Guitar. I was
Yeah.
gonna say bass.
It's an adult home. He's playing in an adult home.
Yeah, I told him, I said, the band sounds like an adult home, but, whatever.
Excellent.
music?
They're good.
It's original hard rock.
Okay, cool.
And you're
you know.
doing what? Bass?
Guitar.
Oh, you're doing guitar.
I'm a riff guy. I've been playing the guitar for like over 20
He
years.
killed it. I saw him
And,
at the same place, murdered it.
That's great.
Band is awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Thanks, man. But it's you know what? Starting with the band, it's like I played out like maybe 7 times, and it's like starting comedy all over where they treat you like shit when you're the unknown band.
Right.
Hey, keep your equipment outside until we say. We're standing outside in the cold and getting sick. Nah, you can come in after the other band sets up. Then you put your equipment out and shut your mouth.
You're just doing it for fun. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
I wish we had more time, but
Me too, but-
it would cost an extra $50. So
So, you have anything coming up?
I got nothing coming up, dude.
This weekend, I'm doing
Nothing.
charity this weekend for our friend Carol Ann.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
For her
I have to
lymphoma.
work.
Carol Ann?
Yes, her lymphoma family fun day.
Carol Ann's a great
So I'll be
gal.
doing that. I'm going to be dressed up as Spider-Man,
Oh,
rubbing up against divorced women. I'm
That's
sure.
why you're not playing in Rochester.
I've done that before.
But I'll be there. And
Bird.
next week, we got a great show coming next week, too.
I need your dates so I could tell you your dates. So you don't
Next
sound
week,
like
we
a
have
self-employed.
Tony
It's Muffin.
Landolfi is going to be in the studio with us.
Ooh.
Whose party is next week as well? Oh, it's actually this weekend.
This
Are you guys
bitch.
going? Are you going
I
to
couldn't.
Landolfi's?
No, I couldn't. I wanted to
Oh,
go.
you're Mr. Big Shots with Kevin James.
But he always has it like on a Saturday or a Sunday, right? And I'm like, comics, do it on a weekday when comics don't work.
Well, he's on vacation.
None of these comics are working.
So Landolfi will be here next week. We got his party this Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
It's going to be a good time. Gallo's got nothing coming up. We're going to be in the
I'll
green
be at
room.
the Home Depot.
Gallo will be at a Home Depot in the kitchen section. And I want to thank you guys for coming here. Next week, that was episode 5. That was a good episode.
Very good.
so. I think it went well.
Very good.
So
Next
good.
week is 6 with Landolfi. Thank you, and thank you, governors, and we'll see you. Ciao.
Thank you, govsradio.com.